Hi, I'm Sam Nelson, the head of product and content at Dataquest, and I'm excited to share some insight into our newest learning path, analyzing data with Microsoft Power BI. I'm going to start by sharing some insight into the business intelligence field, then talk about what is Power BI and why you should learn it. After that, I'll give an overview of our new learning path, analyzing data with Microsoft Power BI. Lastly, I'll give a demo of Power BI inside of our learning experience so you can see what it looks like on our platform. Since Power BI is a business intelligence platform, we're going to start by talking about business intelligence generally. And to begin that conversation, we want to talk about what powers business intelligence: data. Data is the most valuable resource in the world, and if you don't believe me, Google it. The amount of data collected in the world has exploded. Topics like privacy, trends, statistics, and data often bubble up to the top of the news cycle and are discussed by individuals, companies, and even regulators. Entire industries have sprung up to help store, organize, analyze, and visualize data. And data powers cutting-edge tech like artificial intelligence and machine learning. The increasing importance of data to our society is a trend that is not going away. So what is business intelligence? Business intelligence helps organizations analyze historical and current data so they can quickly uncover actionable insights for making strategic decisions. So the key goal is to help make the wealth of data accessible and meaningful for people in their organization, to help them monitor the performance of their business, know what is going on, and make good decisions. Basically, BI is the bridge between the massive, valuable wealth of data and insights organizations need to make decisions. BI focuses on surfacing what happened, past and current performance metrics and results, providing dashboards and reports to people throughout the company on anything from sales to cost to employee engagement, you name it. Data analytics and data science dive deeper into why things are happening, what impact certain decisions will have on the business going forward, and future trends. Now, not every company is going to make this delineation. Often, the data analytics team is doing the entire spectrum. But generally, when you think about business intelligence, it's about taking the data from its raw form, being able to surface that through dashboards and reports to decision makers. And here are some common roles that you'll see in business intelligence. Now, not every company is going to have the same set of titles. And often the business intelligence analyst and data analyst can be the same job whether you're at two different companies. But when it comes to business intelligence, you have roles all the way from architecting the information into creating the interactive dashboards or data storytelling for leaders. The BI market is big and growing. When I refer to the BI market, I mean the amount of money that gets spent on business intelligence tools, technology, and staff. Already the market is over $20 billion and is growing fast, forecasted to double by 2026. A more diverse set of companies and industries are investing in Power BI than ever before to help them make decisions. Two important factors have driven this increase in investment in BI tech. One is more data. We just have so much more data than we used to. Every time you use your device and click on something, it creates a piece of data. And more companies that are traditionally non-tech, non-data companies have now had to do more and more of their business online. And that is just creating a lot of data and a lot more opportunities. The second one is better technology. So because of the improved general technology, and then specifically around BI, it's more accessible than ever to people. And so the roles that need data and business intelligence skills and need the insights from business intelligence to help them make decisions has grown as well. So you'll see this across healthcare, finance, marketing, and all different professions are using these user-friendly BI tools. And having them be user-friendly is more important than ever. And lastly, business intelligence now become table stakes. It's a must to help companies keep costs down, increase productivity, meet customer needs, and make better investment decisions. So now let's talk more specifically about Microsoft Power BI. So what is Microsoft Power BI? It's a collection of software, services, apps, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Now that's a very nice, pithy definition, but let's get a little bit more into the bones and the structure of what makes Power BI what it is. Power BI is made up of three main applications. The first is Power BI Desktop. This is where most analysts spend a lot of their time preparing the data, building the data models, creating the reports and visualizations. Those are generally shared through the Power BI service. Now, the service is on the browser, and it's really made so people can collaborate online across the organization. They can look at dashboards, they can create them, they can share them, they can look at the different data sources, they can connect data that's online or to other applications like GitHub. It's really like the central collaboration tool. The last one is Power BI Mobile, and that allows anyone on any device to be able to look at these dashboards and monitor performance wherever you are. There are three important technologies that underpin Power BI's capabilities, and the first is Power Pivot. Power Pivot performs complex calculations efficiently to help process data that flows into data visualizations. It's kind of like a pivot table on steroids that really makes Power BI efficient. Power Query is Microsoft's ETL technology, which extracts data from databases or in other sources, all sorts of sources, and transforms the data, gets it in the format you need, and loads it in so Power BI can read it. And the last one, Power View, is the star of the Power BI show, so to speak. This displays all the visualizations that make the data easy to digest. So why learn Power BI? Here are a few reasons. The first is it's among the top 25 skills in demand for data professionals, and it's among the fastest growing. There are tens of thousands of jobs that are specifically asking for Power BI. The usage is growing across the globe. Over 250,000 organizations use it. And Power BI works well with other tools. So pick your favorite data analysis tool like Python, R, SQL, Excel. All of those work well with Power BI, so you don't have to adjust your workflows. You can just add to it. Another helpful data point is that Gartner, who they review a lot of different companies across industries, did a Magic Quadrant on the BI tool space. And the Magic Quadrant plots companies across two axes. One is the ability to execute, and this other one is the completeness of vision. According to their analysis, Power BI is the clear market leader in both categories, with a sizable advantage even over Tableau. So you can't go wrong learning it. So let's talk about our path. Analyzing data with Microsoft Power BI. First, who is this program for? It's for first job seekers, so people who are looking for jobs, want to set themselves apart, and they can use Power BI as a kind of selling point or to pitch that they know what they're doing and that they can come in and add value right away. The next is data professionals. So adding Power BI to your skill set can help you in your current work or find a different role. And lastly, there's more general professionals that want to use data more effectively. So this Power BI can help you be more self-sufficient with your data and then also just be better at using the various tools to help guide you in your work. So the program structure is 5 courses and 3 projects, and we call them guided projects because we kind of walk you through them step by step. The first course is Getting Started with Microsoft Data Analytics. So this introduces you to the Power BI ecosystem and then also helps you start working with some of the early stages of the data analysis process. The next one is Modeling Data in Power BI. So that will help you build the data model that all the visualizations will be built on. The third one is Visualize Data in Power BI, and this is where you get to create all the visualizations and the dashboards and the various charts that you would use in your reports. Data analysis in Power BI introduces a few of the more advanced analytical tools, statistical tools that would go beyond just the simple visualizations. And lastly, it's managing workspaces and data sets in Power BI. That is about really using all these tools, but in the context of an organization where you have to keep things organized in different workspaces and collaborate with others. And all of these things actually prepare you for a Microsoft certification, which I'll mention in a minute. And the goal of these courses is really about learning how to do data analysis in Power BI. It assumes that you have some sort of understanding of the various steps of the data analysis process, some background, and then it demonstrates how to apply it in Microsoft Power BI. So it's not for just absolute total beginners to data analysis. So what projects will you build? So there's 3 projects. The first one is focused on the data model. We're to build a data model, create a couple simple visualizations. The second one is really about creating a full interactive dashboard that visualizes data from countries all over the world. And the last one is an end-to-end project. You'll go all the way from cleaning, modeling the data, all the way through building a report. And here's a quick image of one of the reports that you would create in that. It's actually that second project. So you can see some interesting visualizations, different types, and to be able to look at data in different ways. So there's lots of different ways to learn Power BI, and so I wanted to highlight a couple of the reasons why we think that this one is a great one. So the first is learning by doing. So there are dozens of hands-on exercises at every step of the way. The typical Dataquest style of teaching is you learn a little bit and you apply it. You learn a little and apply it. So it's really learn by coding, learn by doing, and this one is built just like that. In tandem with that, everything you do is just directly in the browser. You don't have to worry about versions, you don't have to worry about downloads and computer compatibility and software. Everything is right there in the experience, and so you can go right away and start right there. I'll demonstrate that in just a minute. These courses also prepare you for the Microsoft certification. So there's a certification called the Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst, and so by taking these courses and completing them, you'll be prepared for the exam, and if you complete it, you'll get a discount on the exam fee. And lastly, you'll have a set of projects at the end that you can add to your portfolio that you can show to a hiring manager or show to your boss that, hey, look, I've worked in Power BI and I know how to use these tools. This can be a selling point and help you build your career. I want to take a minute to demo the learning experience so you can get a sense of what it looks like in action. So we're going to reload, and while this reloads, so over here, this is the typical Dataquest learning experience. On the left side, you'll see a lot of text and images. You read through this, and this teaches you how to apply this certain principle. And then at the bottom, you'll see the instructions for what to do, and then below that, you'll have questions. Now, these questions are written in a way to where you will have to actually do the work on the right side of the screen, follow those instructions in order to answer the question. So as part of the demo, we'll go ahead and do this exercise. So it says to open this certain file. So we'll go to File, Browse Reports, and we'll find this starter file that we'll use for this exercise. So while this loads, let's look at the next step. So create a clustered column chart with the sales and region fields. So the fields will pop over here on the right side. So you can see this, it can sometimes get a little small, and in that case you can always go to a full screen. So I'm actually going to pop that open to a full screen so we can see a little bit better. We want the sales field and the region field. Okay, so there we have our visualization, our first one. So we can go back down and let's see. It says save the visualization, which we'll skip for now. Go down to the bottom and answer the questions. Now, it looks like I've already put in the answers here. But in order to get the answers, you can just hover over here, and you can see here the central is 834 million, we can mark, and the highest sales are in the East region, so we can mark here. You submit the answers. Generally, you can see some custom feedback. Whether or not you get it right, you get a note that if you get it wrong, it's usually a hint to help you get to the right answer. When you click Next, this stays open. So you can keep building on the same file. So at the end, it's not a bunch of disconnected exercises. It's really all built to one file that then you can take and use and refer back to. So this is what the learning experience looks like. And again, this is kind of earlier in the course. As you get further along, you'll be building more and more interesting visualizations and analyses.